On March 13th, 1993, boxing fans eagerly awaited the unification fight for the IBF and WBC welterweight belts. Tonight will be a fight between American IBF champion Michael Carbajal and Mexican WBC champion Humberto Gonzalez. An interesting fact is that this fight was the first time two legendary ring announcers Michael Buffer and Jimmy Lennon Jr. announced a fight together. In the future, they will also announce fights such as Mike Tyson vs. Lennox Lewis and Floyd Mayweather vs. Manny Pacquiao. Initially, the official ring announcer was supposed to be Lennon Jr., but for personal reasons, Carbajal wanted Buffer to announce his entrance. In 1988, Carbajal won a silver medal at the Olympics and made his professional debut in 1989. In contrast, Gonzalez in 1988 already had 22 professional fights and won his first championship in 1989. Carbajal became a champion in the summer of 1990, but Gonzalez unexpectedly lost to a little-known Filipino named Ronaldo Pascua during his sixth title defense in 1990. Gonzalez was unable to avenge his defeat by Pascua, as Pascua lost the title to Mexican boxer Cobo Castro. Gonzalez fought Castro and won back his WBC champion title, defending it 4 times before the highly anticipated fight with Carbajal. Carbajal already had successfully defended his title 6 times leading up to this match, generating enormous public interest, and it was the first flyweight super fight and championship bout to headline a pay-per-view event. Both boxers received $1 million for the fight, making this the first ever fight in this weight category where boxers earned a 7-figure purse. In the first round, Gonzalez went forward from the very first seconds of the match and tried to press his opponent. Carbajal tried to work on the counterattack. The first round ends with Gonzalez taking the win. In the second round, Gonzalez increasing the pressure on Carbajal, occasionally switching to a southpaw stance. This tactic gave Carbajal a lot of trouble and made it harder for him to respond. It was precisely in the southpaw stance after hits to the body that Gonzalez sent his opponent to the canvas with a hard left strike. Carbajal could not properly answer Gonzalez for the rest of the round and simply tried to defend against his opponent's punches. After the first 2 rounds, Carbajal was 3 points behind on the judges' scorecards and needed to cut the gap. Carbajal increased the activity of his actions in the third round and began to deliver more accentuated punches. Gonzalez became more active at the end of the round, but despite this, the round went to Carbajal. This was the first round that Carbajal won. In the fourth round, Gonzalez actively pressed his opponent, throwing many punches. However, most of Gonzalez's punches hit the block. Carbajal, on the other hand, responded very well with counterattacks and delivered more accurate punches, which were often quite hard and powerful. Carbajal wins the round again and cuts the gap in the number of points on the judges' scorecards. The score is 3-2 in favor of Gonzalez. It was obvious that Gonzalez's game plan no longer worked, and from the very first seconds of the 5th round, he attacked his opponent. This attack was successful, and Michael Carbajal found himself on the canvas for the second time in this fight. He was clearly shaken. The first 10 seconds after the knockdown were hard for Michael, but he quickly recovered and began to attack his opponent. Humberto clearly slowed down, apparently giving away a lot of energy at the beginning of the round. Carbajal, on the contrary, began to hit his opponent hard and accurately, and this continued to the end of the round. However, Carbajal was still losing. 2 knockdowns created a big gap in favor of Gonzalez on the judges' scorecards. The 6th round was less eventful as the fighters had put a lot of energy in the previous round. However, Gonzalez became more active at the end of the round and won the round. In the 7th round, Gonzalez continued to press his opponent, understanding that if he won this round, his opponent would no longer have a chance to win on points. Carbajal also understood the situation and knew that he couldn't count on just winning on points. In the middle of the round, Carbajal landed a hard left hook to Gonzalez's head, which had sent him back to the ropes. This should have been counted as a knockdown, but the referee missed this moment and did not count it. Despite this, Gonzalez continued to fight back, but his punches were weaker than Carbajal's. The instincts of a killer told experienced Carbajal that his opponent was weakening, and he began putting all his strength into each punch. He landed another devastating left hook, the same punch that had shaken Gonzalez earlier, and this time it was victorious for Carbajal. This fight became the fight of the year and marked the beginning of the Carbajal-Gonzalez trilogy. The boxers will meet 2 more times, and both times the victory will be celebrated by Gonzalez with a decision by the judges. For Carbajal, this is the first and only victory in the trilogy, but this fight will be the most memorable in this confrontation.